Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today, it is Wednesday, October 18th, 2023. It's been a powerful privilege to bring together people from all over the world. We came together at the beginning of the pandemic because this is how we could find each other. And now, friends, and now, dear friends, we're in a different moment of need, a different moment where finding each other is incredibly precious and valuable and holy. We say good morning to each other. It's such a beautiful thing to do. So, Gina, good to see you all the way on Long Island. Hi, Ronnie. Jacqueline and Kim, Boker Tov. Catherine and Barbara, Deborah, good to see you. The screen is moving quickly. If I miss saying hello to you, please know it matters that you're here. It's so beautiful to say good morning to everyone. Linda, let me say it the way you're saying it. It's so right. I'm saying it to everyone, both on Instagram and on Facebook Live. Good morning, kind souls, as Linda always says to us. With a sad, grieving, worried heart, healing prayers for you, for Israel, and everyone everywhere, for healing of mind, body, spirit, soul, and heart, for the little things and the big things. Amen. Robert, good to see you. Sherry, good morning. Adrian, my friend, good to see you. Carl, happy day after your birthday. Ashley and Sandy and Andy and Dale, good morning, everyone. My apologies for looking back and forth to different screens, but what an amazing thing it is to find each other and to know that we have each other every morning. What a gift it has been. So let's begin the way that we do every day, with a little bit of blessing, a little bit of Torah, and a whole lot of love. So wherever you are, offering you a model of what I do so I can hold my own heart steady, place my hand on my heart and I take a breath. So if you'd like to do that, I invite you to do it with me. Okay. Blessing for learning. Here we go. It ends with La'asok b'divrei Torah for those who are new. Chana, yeah, my thanks too. Hi, Marissa. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah, la'asok b'divrei Torah, hafoch ba ve'hafoch ba, la'asok b'divrei Torah. Today, today, So good morning, everyone. Hope you and yours are safe and well. Let me simply say that there is nothing simple to say. And my goal, friends, is not only to acknowledge, as Penny said, that this is our 906th broadcast, but also that this is something really new. In all of our world, this is something new. This moment, the demands that it places upon us, there's no question that whatever resilience we learned over these last years, that is absolutely necessary right now. And so being able to acknowledge the vulnerability and, as Adrian just wrote on one of the feeds, to acknowledge that as the news unfolds, the first casualty in war is truth. And being able to figure out what is actual on the ground is very hard. The claims, I will address the biggest one, the most important one for us to name just this second. The claim that the Palestinian Health Authority made that the bomb that went off in the hospital in Gaza was fired by Israel is false. Simply put, it is very clear from all the footage that has been recorded comparing the analyses that the bomb actually was a failed missile from Islamic Jihad, which fired from within Gaza. It was fired from Gaza and landed right on the hospital. And I tell you, that gives me so little comfort. Of course, Israel would never commit such an act. And the investigation was based on fact. And also, it's important that even though we call it the Palestinian Health Authority, which sounds like an institution of the state, remember that the Palestinian Health Authority is run by Hamas. And so, do we take the word of those who came across the border in a terrorist act to slaughter us over our own evidence? And the answer must be no. And I will say, still, friends, hundreds of people died in a hospital. Hundreds of images of God died in a hospital. Of course, in the court of public opinion, we must defend Israel and champion Israel and make sure that facts are established. And those are the things that are reported. And hundreds of people died in a hospital. And that should cause us all to grieve. This Parsha has so much to say about this. It is a very, very disturbing and powerful connection between this Parsha, this Torah portion about Noach and the flood, and what's happening in our world. I'm not one of those who typically goes to Torah codes and Bible codes and sees predictions. I'm not in that. It's not my way of approaching Torah or God or history or life. But it's a very powerful thing that in this week's Parsha, God is so disappointed in all of humanity. Why? But Timaleh haaretz chamas. The earth was filled with chaos, and the word for chaos in this week's Parsha is Hamas. I'm just saying. And there is a lot of midrash, a lot of imaginative exploration of what the text might mean. It's so fascinating to look at the text and to say, what's happening here? There's a verse that says, Noach went into the ark because of the waters as they began to fall. And we do ourselves a disservice when we call it rain, because in fact, the waters that fell were being held up in the sky, at least according to the Torah's understanding of the universe, which of course is not scientific. Don't worry about the literal way that things work in the world. The Torah is there to give us a why in the world, not the how. And so the water being held up above by this thing that we call the firmament, which as a child I could never understand what that word meant, but it's the dome of heaven. If you know the Greek myths about Hercules being tricked by Atlas to hold up the dome of heavens on his shoulders, the dome holds back the waters according to the Torah. And so when humanity fails God's expectations, boy, is that a relevant thing to say right now. God unplugs the heavens and unplugs the fountains of the deep, and the water collides. It's a reversal of creation. That's what chaos threatens to do. And we are called, friends, to be creators, to see the tohu vavohu, the formlessness and void of the world as it could be and once was before God's love transformed chaos into order. Perfect order? No. Eternal and enduring order? Not yet. But the intensity of this Parsha and the implications for us are clear. The world is a fragile place, and the only way to build it is love and order and concern. To see the welfare of all of God's children as our responsibilities, as images of God. And it is also true that, speaking as a Jew, All of these gorgeous universalist concerns, because including Parshat Noach, there's no such thing as a Jew yet in the Torah. The covenantal relationship that the Jewish people has tried to cultivate and build and share with God is one that calls not only for beautiful universalist love, but also tribal integrity and often in our history, self-defense. When Noach goes into the ark and the Torah says he goes into the ark because of the rain, doesn't that say something? The rabbis say about this, early ancient rabbis and then later Hasidic rabbis say that Noach was ma'amin v'lo ma'amin. Noach believed and he didn't believe. What did he believe? He believed when he saw the flood. But what didn't he believe? He didn't believe that such a thing would ever happen. It took seeing it to know that it is true. My brother-in-law, Arsen Ostrovsky, 2 days ago went to Kibbutz Be'eri in the south of Israel. He went as a journalist. He went as a Jew. And he witnessed things that no description can possibly actually contain. Things that once you see, you can't unsee. And he bears testimony. My beautiful brother bears testimony. The message of this parsha, especially in this interpretive way, is that Noach required evidence to know that a threat was real. Well, first of all, he should have known. He was told. And for all of our attempts in tradition to make Noach even more of a hero, as if the Torah itself, which it doesn't, as if the Torah said that he tried to warn people. You'll see a beautiful, funny depiction of this. Watch the movie Evan Almighty, where Steve Carell plays a modern-day Noah named Evan, and he is warning people, and no one takes him seriously. And it's a little bit funny the way the movie does it, and quite profound. But in the Torah text itself, Noach, we don't see doing that. Maybe it's because he couldn't have believed it. God said there's going to be a flood, and Noach said, you won't do that. That's not going to happen. The threats that face our people, and yes, I can talk about all people, and as you know, friends, I often do. The threats that face our people are real. We must make sure to champion facts and truth, to retain our humanity and compassion in the face of unfathomable realities. When you hear someone misrepresent the most terrible explosion in a hospital as perpetrated on purpose by Israel, you have to just say, no, that's a lie. There are not two sides to every moment. There's no alternative explanation of this. That's what happened. There is footage. And when the person giving testimony that Israel wanted the death of vulnerable people in a hospital, remember that if Israel wanted, God forbid, to act so ruthlessly, Israel would have already carpet bombed Gaza. The fact that Israel makes attempts, imperfect, as you know, criticism of every government is legitimate and important, and war is ugly, and ethics are hard. If Israel wanted to act ruthlessly, it would. The impossible position right now is that self-defense requires offense. It's terrible. And even with that necessity, even with the dire need of recovering and rescuing the more than 200 human beings who are being held right now as hostage in Gaza, including infants, including Holocaust survivors, the reality is that Israel never would have done what just happened, and footage shows that it was a misfired missile by a terrorist group called Islamic Jihad, and testimony that Israel did it was offered by Hamas. So actually, even though I'm going back and forth between current events and personal reactivity and incredible pain and the Parsha and commentary, it is so important for us to know that the Torah this week tells us tells us so clearly that you have to take threats seriously and you cannot deny facts. Noach only went into the ark, according to this interpretation, when the waters began, but he had plenty of warning. And the rabbis call that quality of his ma'amin velo ma'amin. He believed, but not really. So I'm asking you, friends, first of all, take care of your heart. Be careful with what you believe. Act mindfully. Remember that the big challenge in this moment, for which I thank my friend Adrian, who's here today in this community online, the big challenge in this moment is to keep our souls moving, to keep our hearts warm. A survivor I know who gave a talk for UJA just last year online said, I wake up, and she went through unspeakable things that we're speaking about again. I want to say one last thing before quoting her. I heard a whole bunch of Israeli thought leaders in conversation yesterday. They're talking about survivor communities. We're talking about survivor communities again. We have to be honest about those words. I've never made these comparisons. I've never made them and hope to never again. But we've said never again. And we're going to have to say it again. We're going to have to acknowledge that especially those in the South, especially those throughout Israel and traumatized Jews all over the world, the word survivor begins to fit one more time. I don't say so cavalierly. I don't say so to make a clean comparison. I'm just saying we're going to have to think about our language now. And what I want to offer before singing for a moment with you, because I think we could use the song, we could use something to replenish our hearts, is that this survivor said to me, said to a large group, I have a choice every morning when I wake up. Am I going to be hard and brittle, or am I going to be soft and warm? I would choose to be soft and warm. So friends, I'm offering that to you. Soft and warm. Choose it. I'm working hard at that. I invite you to do that work too. There's a verse that has many melodies that's been written for it over time. I've been sharing it often for the last 2 days. I had as we all are, I had a very hard moment at the end of the day where UJA is doing unbelievable work. I know I don't make pitches all the time, but recently, how can I not? We've raised $85 million and allocated 26 of it on the ground to people in immediate need. We have moved so fast. And my beloved teacher, our CEO, Eric Goldstein, just returned to Israel after returning from Israel. He's there now with the governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. And he is telling our people we are one. And he is helping elected officials see the reality so that they can bear witness and champion Israel where we need that help the most, which is here too. And to remind the Jewish community all over the United States that not only do your lives matter, your dignity matters. And in order to accomplish all of this, at least for myself, I've been struggling to reach beyond myself for some strength. And so this verse, Ozi v'zimratya vayehi li lishua, says, God is my strength and my song. Vayehi li lishua, and that helps me feel better. It helps me feel stronger. So wherever you are, I hope that you'll sing with me. It's a new melody. I don't know. I just need to sing. So I offer it to you. Friends, wherever you are, I invite you to take good care of yourself today. Eat something healthy. Take a nap if you need it. Definitely get some sleep tonight. Breathe. Breathe. We will make it through this. Am Yisrael Chai is not 3 simple words. Am Yisrael Chai is a prescription for Jewish thriving, not just surviving. It requires your heart. It requires your lungs. It requires your hope. Sadness sometimes isn't a choice, but hopelessness is a sin. Hope is a mitzvah, my friends. Tap into that. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Make one action at least today count in a way that our brothers and sisters in harm's way will feel it, will know that you care. Strengthen our community. Strengthen yourself. Whichever way you're facing, on your screen, I hope you can see the Israeli flag behind me. It's physically behind me, but it is in front of me every second. Not a blind nationalism, not the danger of always walking in lockstep with the authorities that might be elected at a time, but the vision of self-determination and Jewish dignity. I've often said that Zionism is the ethical use of power we wish we didn't need. But we do need it. And after 2,000 years, we claimed it. We have to exercise it ethically, and we have to serve justice and save our people. It's no easy combination of tasks. It begins with breathing. So for now, I'm going to sing Hatikva, and I'm going to invite you to do it with me. Wherever you are, send your heart east. Unless you're on the other side of Israel, in which case, orient yourself correctly. We say, Od lo avda tikvatenu. We have not yet lost hope. That's the secret to Am Yisrael Chai. Kol od balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulfatei mizrach Kadima, Ayin Letzion, Sophia, Od lo avda tikvatenu, Hatikva bat shnot alpayim, Liot am chofshi, Be'artzenu, Eretz Zion, Yerushalayim. Liot am chofshi, Be'artzenu, Eretz Zion, Yerushalayim. Bless you, friends. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow.